BodyBags, where horror lies.
Hey guys, Rob from Georgia here with you, and it's theme week. And so I get the awesome privilege of not only being a reviewer for BodyBags, but to bring it on Wednesday, right in basically in the middle of the week, or kind of sets us up towards the middle here on our way in. Yeah, right in the middle of a work week. What am I thinking? But I get to talk about this release, Lucio Fulci's 1980 masterpiece of terror, City of the Living Dead, or as I remembered as a kid, The Gates of Hell. Back in the day when the majority of our trailers, they came from TV spot, or not TV spots, but yeah, you had a few TV spots, but radio spots, which is why I'm so thankful the extras and all that stuff get included and stuff like this. But it is Wednesday, and it is theme week, the best release of 2018. And for me personally, even if I were able to buy as much as I would like, this still probably would be hands down my favorite release. It was my most anticipated release because I pre-ordered this thing months in advance, mostly because, and this is gonna sound crazy, I wanted this. I wanted to be able to frame that bad boy and get that on the wall. So let's talk Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead. We are talking about the UK Arrow edition, and I'm hoping there's no glare there. It's pretty thick. There's a few goodies inside. We've got a 60-page book right there, and let me just it's a good. I've already read it a few times. Just the contents, real quick. Well, a little bit about the cast and crew: Dunwich, Delirium, The Unearthly Mayhem of the City of the Living Dead, 2018 by Travis Crawford. Fears, Fulci's Best Friend, Making City of the Living Dead, 2018 by Ronald Curtis. Fragments of the Fear, Lucio Fulci on City of the Living Dead, and some contemporary reviews. So it's about 60 pages. It's a nice book. A lot of pictures and whatnot. Yeah, a 60-page book. I mean, you can't complain about that. As always with Arrow, usually I guess as always you have the reversible artwork. So whichever, and quite frankly, I will say this: my only thing with this release is I wish that would have been an opportunity for, to be on the slipcover, but it's not. And you get a bunch of cards. I'm not sure what you do with those, but they come with it, and yeah. So let's just take a look at this real quick. So, going to special features, we had 2 commentary tracks. One with Catherine MacCall and Jay Slater, which is the one I listened to, and that was a really good commentary. A lot of stuff Catherine MacCall had to talk about, just being on the set of not just film but the other 2 as well, and her relationship with Lucio Fulci. I mean, it was some good stuff there. And then there's one, Giovanni, Lambardo, Radice, and Colin Waddell. I did not listen to that one, but that's on there. We Are the Apocalypse, an interview with the writer Dardano Sacchetti. So that's pretty cool. Through Your Eyes, a new interview with actress Catherine MacCall. Dust in the Wind, a new interview with cameraman Roberto Borges Demanzade. I'm probably butchering it. The Art of Dreaming, with production designer Massimo Andatello. I'm not even gonna, I wish I could say it really cool. Tales of Friendship, Savalti, the cinematographer, interview with him. I Walked with a Zombie, an interview with Giovanni Lambardo. They called him, I didn't catch it there, but it's special effects artist Gino De Rossi, interview with him. A lot of interviews. The Horror Family, interview with father and son actors, Valentino, Lucia Valentini. You guys probably having fun with a lot of this. This is a good one. Previously Unseen, interview with composer Fabio Frizzi. That was really, really good. I haven't looked at everything on here, but another archival interview with one of the actor here, Carlo de Mejo. Okay, this one I did see. I mean, I watched a bit of it, but this one was really good. A new video appreciation by Stephen Thrower, author of the definitive tome Beyond Terror, the films of Lucio Fulci. And I know you can't see it, but I actually have that down here. This was a great documentary by him. Just great. It was a lot of fun. Reflections on Fulci, a new appraisal of Fulci's Gothic period by actor, writer, director Andy Nyman. The Dead Are Alive, new video essay by Kat Ellinger on Lucio Fulci. Behind the Fear, I saw this one. Scenes 8mm footage from audio commentary by cameraman Roberto Forges Demanzati. Hope I'm saying these at least somewhat close. Okay, now here at the bottom, you've got the alternative US opening titles, you've got the original trailers, and what I really, really dig, the radio spots. And you know what? Why not? Nah, we'll just do a radio spot. Because these things are really...
Their birth to take what is now theirs.
My God!
When the moon turns red, the dead shall rise and walk the earth. From the gates of hell, they have finally come. The gates of hell. No one under 17 admitted without parent or certified adult guardian.
Now see, that's just the type of thing that I remember as a kid. I mean, I remember because, you know, your radio was on more than your TV was on when I was a kid. And so, I mean, you really didn't know what was plugged in at the drive-in or even at the cinemas, and not that we had any huge multiplexes or anything. I mean, you had basically had a movie theater, you walked in, you had two screens. It was one or the other, that was it. I mean, not walking in, had 24 screens or something crazy like that, right? But that was another... So you got the TV, or some TV spots, the Italian trailer. Yeah, and I think that wraps it up. The UK trailer, the Italian trailer. So, one thing I'll say too real quick is the beauty of being region free, here living in the United States, of course, and you know, it allows you the opportunity to take, you know, to just have the ability to shop the world. And you know, often I tell people, being region free, you know, you get these big sales of like the one 88 films right now, and even Arrow does their big sales, and even just scouring the Amazon UK. I have, you know, found some. That's where I found my my 2-disc collector's edition of The Thing from Another World that has a commentary track by John Carpenter. I mean, you can't find this stuff in this country. I mean, it's just nowhere to be found. And yeah, I mean, you know, the U.S. Amazon is fine and everything, but I mean, for somebody who lives here, who, you know, wants to go outside the box, whatever. The UK, and I've got movies that I've gotten directly from Italy, from Germany, region free, man. If you just, even if you're not the biggest collector in the world, but you just trying to find those films that you just can't find in your host country. For me, you know, here in the U.S., it offers up a huge opportunity to just really, I mean, in a way, in a small little tiny way. It's like being a kid again and going into the mall when you had those VHS shops set up where there was just zillions of movies, and it just seemed like those days are so far gone. And even now, as Blu-ray is continually developing to the point where, I mean, they're leaving everything off, all the extras. The new Halloween, The Nun, you know, no commentary tracks. I mean, you know, it's if we've got to wait 5-10 years or even a couple of years for a company like Arrow to get their hands on something and then re-release it with a commentary track and a whole bunch of cool stuff, I mean, it's going to get to the point where at least people like me, maybe others, we're not going to spend the $20-some on a Blu-ray that hits immediate. I'm going to wait. I mean, I have not bought Halloween yet. I probably won't buy Halloween. Not until I have more of a reason to spend the money on it. But anyways, region free. That I have to thank 22 Shots and Moods and Horror for just opening up the new these new opportunities, because I didn't know anything. 3-4 years ago, I didn't know anything about Arrow. I didn't know anything about 88 Films or even Scream Factory for that matter. I didn't know anything about, this new wide, way, I guess, of just getting your hands on things, and being plugged into the Facebook page and, of course, being able to do videos now for BodyBags and just everything we have to offer in our community, our horror-affiliate community, allows us to be out in front when those new releases hit and we know what's coming down the pike. And if you're region free, then it's even more exciting because you can really shop, the world. And I'm telling you, there are times I have told people, look, if I were lucky enough to spend $100 on an 88 sale or an Arrow sale, that is more that I would get for that $100 than I could ever dream of getting walking into any store in a mall today. It ain't gonna happen. And as much as I miss those days of going into the store and just browsing through all the titles, and believe me, man, I have dragged my kids on some movie hunts and they probably hated it because I literally got to go through title. But it's that reason why I have found hidden gems. I would have never picked up Dead Alive by Peter Jackson for $8 if it wasn't for that mentality. But anyways, I'm kind of rambling. But I thought it would be a good reason to kind of throw out my love for region free and having the opportunity to be able to see this like this and then have all the extras, the reversible artwork, the 60-page book. You've got this beautiful print, and it's reversible. If you actually wanted this, that's on the other side of the poster. So it's, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So I guess I'll just leave it there. Hopefully this went okay as just a review of the release. And dude, it's great, man. Lucio Fulci, 1980, City of the Living Dead, released in 2018 by Arrow Films. Look, unless House by the Cemetery and The Beyond follow it, life doesn't get better. So with that, I'm recording this on Championship Sunday, so now the games I'm sure probably have already started, so I'm gonna watch football the rest of the day, and we'll see what happens. We'll see who's in the Super Bowl by the end of the day. So as always, this is VHS82 apostrophe, and I will see you next week with a Takashi Mike film, and I look forward to that one. As always, go Bills.